While the World's Edge Mountains are generally considered to be the most dangerous mountains in the Old World, lesser ranges like the Grey Mountains and the Vaults are not without dangers of their own. These peaks, separating Bretonnia from the Empire and the Border Princes respectively, house the usual assortment of orcs, beastmen, night goblins, bandits, and chaos worshippers one would expect in most mountain ranges. Worse yet, the squigs here are capable of growing to immense sizes. Even larger than the ferocious Great Cave Squigs so common under Carrigate Peaks, these monstrosities are known as Colossal Squigs. The name is terrifyingly accurate. When at rest, colossal squigs are often mistaken for small hills, with their gaping maws appearing as great cave openings rather than the engines of doom they truly are. When awake, colossal squigs can unleash a bounding tide of devastation normally reserved for small wahs and bray herds. Just like their smaller cousins, colossal squigs could best be summed up as a mouth with legs. They possess an insatiable appetite and attempt to eat nearly everything they come across. More often than not, they succeed in this endeavor. Colossal squigs are as strong and hardy as dragons, and they can successfully hunt giants and griffins if sufficiently famished. When a colossal squig manages to capture and consume its unfortunate prey, their potent stomach acid ensures that everything they eat is at least partially digested, including metal and stone. This potent combination of monstrous strength, endless hunger, and unprecedented stupidity may seem insurmountable, but colossal squigs are not unbeatable. Their hides are no more resilient than normal squigs, and while their sheer bulk lets them survive hideous wounds, their skin is still readily punctured by blades, quarrels, and bullets. They're also incredibly cowardly and can be sent fleeing by stalwart resistance, though this is easier said than done when facing down several tons of fungal flesh. Unfortunately, colossal squigs continue to be dangerous even if slain. Their titanic guts explode upon death, bathing those nearby in a shower of half-digested meat and the squig's stomach acids. While relatively harmless to larger enemies, infantry or cavalry caught in this disgusting death throw are rapidly digested into a steaming pile of goo. Lucky for the civilized people dwelling in the shadows of the vaults and Grey Mountains, colossal squigs are nearly impossible for night goblins to control. Their immense size ensures that the usual squig herding tools of prodders, pitchforks, firebrands, squig pipes, gongs, and skriddle barkers are at best waste of time, and at worst, dangerous liabilities. Despite these difficulties, night goblins occasionally do manage to capture and harness the colossal squig's ferocious power. They are applied with drugged meat, oftentimes several unfortunate night goblins, or dominated with powerful spells so they can be pointed in the enemy's general direction before being unleashed. Even under these supposedly docile conditions, colossal squigs remain ambivalent about their supposed allies, and will feast upon anything they encounter on the battlefield, be they friend or foe. Their dull wit and unending hunger means they likely can't tell the difference, but even if they can, they probably don't care. Colossal Squigs were recently added to the Greenskin roster in Total War Warhammer 3, and Gorbad Ironclaw's portion of the Omens of Destruction DLC. They're a mid-priced monster, weighing in at 1500 gold in multiplayer. For that price point, you get a fast but delicate anti-infantry monster. The Colossal Squigs' melee attack of 52, bonus versus infantry of 20, and predominantly armor-piercing weapon strength suggests you can cut through heavy infantry like butter. Colossal Squigs also have a speed of 90, letting them quickly get into place, but they rampage for 40 seconds when they fall below 75 and 25% of their total hit points. This makes cycle charging with them a bit difficult, as they might rampage into unfavorable situations, especially when you're trying to escape. When combined with their mediocre melee defense and armor, I've found that they're a bit fragile if left unsupported. That's without mentioning their extreme vulnerability to ranged weapons. 15% missile resistance doesn't do much to protect a squig of that size, especially against dwarfs, elves, and the Empire. This squishiness for a pricey monster isn't all bad though. It's still pretty bad, but it's not all bad. Even if the squig dies in combat, its blow apart ability can do some nasty damage to its killers. This is a vortex effect that activates upon the colossal squig's death, dealing predominantly armor-piercing damage in a small radius. This can be extremely dangerous to tightly bunched units, though ensuring the squig actually dies instead of fleeing is a bit difficult. If you want to ensure the blow apart goes off correctly, I recommend bringing the Goblin Great Shaman with his Crown of Command. This lets you make the Colossal Squig unbreakable right before it's about to run away, guaranteeing your opponent either ignores it, taking damage the Squig continues to fight, or kills it, and takes damage from the explosion. That being said, a pricey suicide bomb that requires a certain lord choice to get the most out of isn't exactly ideal. Their best use may be as an expensive line disruptor, tearing through lines of infantry so your other units can access the gun lines within. I've had a hard time getting value out of these monsters, but I haven't played with them a lot, and I'm not very good with the greenskins. Hopefully others are having better luck. If you know, please let me know in the comments down below. I love making things like this work. That brings us to the end of our overview of the Colossal Squig, one of the newer monsters in Total War Warhammer. While I can't say I'm their #1 fan, the silly monsters of the greenskins are always a treat to cover. I wish CA had paid homage to the Colossal Squig's tendency to attack allies that it runs into just like on tabletop. I know no one would take it if that was the case, but man, it'd be funny. CA in general tends to remove the downsides of several units, a trend that I wish they'd stop doing. Let the greenskins and Skaven have funny little units that are super dangerous, but sometimes destroy half their own army by accident. It's part of their charm. What would Thanquol be without, Thanquol and his mishaps? That'll be a topic for another day, though. Until next time, this has been Sigmar's Chosen, signing off for now.